Hi everyone. 2 videos in one day, that's a bit extreme for me, but well, I couldn't let this one rest. I was reading some of the comments online, and I actually take criticism, I hope I take it well, but I take it very seriously. And because of that, I wanted to take a minute and show you some modifications I made to the Chaos Orb and see whether or not the community itself feels like this is the right thing to do. So let's go ahead and play this video. So unfortunately, I lost the actual creation of this because I ran out of both memory and RAM at the same time on my laptop. I only have ZBrush on my laptop, so yeah, I'm kind of constrained on what I can do. But anyway, here is a reference image in the background of the pendant, which I still believe is probably what most of you are using as sort of your idea of what the Chaos Orb looks like. I brought the two faces together because this is pretty much what it's going to look like once I separate and divide it. And here I'm showing you that I've made a new version that very closely matches the reference material, at least in my opinion. However, I'm clicking this button called orthographic in perspective mode. Orthographic basically means we're ignoring depth. We're ignoring foreshortening. It has to do with something called dividing by z. But if you want an object to look three-dimensional, you need to take that perspective into account. Now, this pendant is probably, I believe it was made by Jinx, right? So it's probably based off the reference material that GGG provided them, which was that very low resolution image. So they did their best to kind of recreate that, but they recreated it in a two-dimensional setting. They recreated it as a flat pendant for the most part. And that's where I'm running into some issues. I am trying to bring this into 3 dimensions. I'm trying to create a 3D printable object. So there's going to be some distortion, some effects that I just can't account for. So this is what this object looks like flattened. And at least I think it pretty much now matches it. But when I do bring it into perspective mode, we can kind of see these sort of, well, oddities going on with the shape of this face. And now this might be due to my own skill lacking, my own inability to bring an object from this two-dimensional world into 3D world. That's perfectly fine. That might be what it is. But more importantly, I kind of want to know what you all think. So in this case, I am saving this object out. I'm going to say this is a separate model, one of the types I can use. But in a few seconds, what I'm going to do is actually try to distort this model in perspective mode to match the proportions we see on this pendant. And what you're going to notice very rapidly is it doesn't work at all. Once again, this might be due to my own inability to properly capture these aspects of the pendant. However, it's a two-dimensional object that's been flattened that we're trying to bring into a 3D world. There are going to be problems if you know anything about basic 3D theory. But here we can see, oh, that's a lovely shape, right? Sorry. But I am, adjusting things to make it look proper. And we can see that very quickly, I mean, the Chaos Orb just put on several hundred pounds very rapidly. Now I'm going to, of course, pull out the head. And another thing that I'm thinking about toying with is making 2 versions of this. Obviously, I made the hair more realistic because a few comments before mentioned, wow, he looks like the guy from the Mad magazines at that point. But perhaps 2 versions. One where the hair is actually closer to this representation than the one that I've put forth. But anyway, I hope we can see very rapidly. I'm going to rotate this model any second now, and you're going to see how horrible it looks. And yes, this is a very quick and gross approximation, but I hope it kind of gives you an idea of why it's not necessarily easy to bring that model from the 2D world into the 3D world. I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm actually more interested in hearing your comments and feedback. So I kind of want to know what the community wants in terms of a Chaos Orb. Since I am releasing this thing for free, and I would love for people to actually use it and print it out, what do you want? Should I go with the original one that I've already posted? Should I instead go with this new variation? Or should I go with Giant Fathead? It's kind of up to you all, so please post below. I only see the Reddit forums every now and then, so if you post there, I might not get around to it as often, but feel free to let me know what you think. Thanks again, everyone. Hopefully we'll resolve this and figure out how it should look, and I'll start printing these things off and show you the final concept, hopefully next week. Bye.